Hi, I'm Olivia, and I'm going to put makeup on today. I usually do wear makeup when I'm filming. One second. I usually do wear makeup when I'm filming, but I've got things to talk about that aren't books, so we're going to put makeup on. Um, there's a YouTuber or TikToker or one of those who does makeup like in a situation like this. Sorry. I usually just put this on with my fingers. So this is a learning curve. Let's see how we do. Anyhow, so I don't want to name drop people because, I'm not high enough ranked to feel like I'm comfortable. I'd feel like I was trying to profit from somebody else's hard work. So anyway, I'm going to try this. It's going to be a total failure, I think, because like I said, I usually put it on with my fingers, but I don't want to have to go behind the curtain here to the bathroom and wash my hands. So we're going to do this way with the little makeup applicator sponges. The ones I used back in the 80s were bigger than this, so this is going to be kind of an adventure. Anyway, so it's 6:30 at night, and usually when I film like way earlier in the day than this. Oh, that's terrible. I look. This is going to be kind of fun. Anyhow, I usually film way earlier in the day than this, but this has been a day. So my brakes have been squeaking lately, and Alex, who's avocationally mechanic, doesn't make a living at it, doesn't want to make a living at it, decided that I needed new brake pads. So I ordered brake pads. This is terrible. I should just use my fingers. Anyway, fingers. So anyway, so so Alex came out and looked at my tires to see if we could, to take the lug nuts off, and discovered that the new tires I bought earlier this year have like these fancy anti-theft lug nuts on them. So yeah, so we had to go, and they're like, do you have the piece, the like adapter or whatever? And I'm like, what adapter? So Alex and I had to go to the tire store and get a new adapter for it. And then Alex was like, well, maybe we should go get some like brake clean and stuff just in case we need it. We didn't end up needing it. So we did that. That was about 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon. And then we hung around, set up everything, changed my tire, changed my brakes. Turned out the one on the passenger side was fine. The brake pad on the driver's side had a chip in it, and that's where the noise was coming from, we think. What do I usually do next? I should have done my eyes first, shouldn't I? Oh well. Eyes. So, now back in the 80s, I used to do my eyes just medium color on the lid, dark color in the crease, and light color on the brow bone. But somehow I got the idea that you're supposed to do it this way. I'm probably doing it wrong. It's also kind of a challenge to do this into a camera instead of by then the light color here. Bailey Saria, I am not. Sorry about name dropping somebody, but it is what it is. So my cousin was a cosmetologist or whatever, and she back in the 80s used to recommend going to a place called Merle Norman. I think they still exist. I've seen one recently for learning how to do makeup. So that's where I went. Wow. Really, this usually looks better. Anyway, and that's where I went. And it was the 80s. It was just like, here's some blush, here's some foundation, enjoy. Anyway, the one thing I never got to do, that looks really bad. One second. Okay, the one thing I never quite figured out was eyeliner. So I went back to get eyeliner. And back in the day, I guess it's looked worse. Back in the day, they had us just under the lash line on the top and the bottom, just halfway the pupil, kind of. And so that's what I've always done. But now that I'm getting older, my eyelids are kind of crepey and it's hard to do that. So what I've been doing is I take the little pointy brush. I don't know what this thing's called. I don't know what it's for. I'm just putting a little of the darkest eyeshadow. That's what I'm looking for. At the corners of my eyes. I don't know. It is what it is. One more second. Now here's the fun part where I try to make myself look like I know what I'm doing. Huh. My little El Cheapo contour stick is falling apart. I don't know. I feel weird trying to do this in a camera. But anyhow, I'm losing my hair. And every time I sing, every time I hear that, I hear the old MTV manufactured group together singing Calculus, because that's how it starts. I'm losing my hair and my vision is shady. Last night I dreamt of an overweight lady. One more moment. So, I don't know. It is what it is. Anyhow, I usually like to do contour up here to kind of hide that, but it is what it is. We're just going to do this today. See this, I also need to figure out how to wash my brushes. I know I didn't put any makeup on my neck. It's just, we're just going to do something here so that I feel like I look less like death. One more moment. And maybe if I ever get good at this, I'll like do this again and I'll be like, hey, I remember when she was really lousy at this. Oh, look, this is terrible. So we got the brakes changed and they're much nicer now. Much less so. Ah! No squeaking. Yeah, believe it or not, I used to feel like I knew how to do this, but that was 40 years ago. So, I've also lost my powder. So we're just going to use setting spray and hope. And I'm going to be wearing glasses, so you're not going to be able to see this in any of the other ones, but I need content, so it is what it is. I'm going to say that all day. One second. Okay, went and washed my hands and then looked for my powder. I still don't find it. Okay, what else do I have? Did a little bit of contouring, not much. I did foundation, eye stuff. Can't find my powder. Oh, I forgot to put the primer on before the inhaler. Foundation. Too late now. I'm committed. Like I said, I normally put makeup on my neck too, but not today. So I guess next up is the setting spray. I'll be right back. I actually have one of those beauty blending sponges, but it's all like gross and stained now, so I think I need to buy a new one or figure out how to clean this one, clean all the stain off of this one. That's why I tried the little ones. Back in the 80s, I had a big old wedge sponge like this, and it was like so nice. These little things are just too little. Now, I guess setting spray. Wish me luck. All right, I guess we're going to do a lip. Now I've got two colors of lip stick. That's what I'm looking for. You can tell I'm a professional writer. One second. I don't know why I keep saying 1 second when I'm going to pause it, and I'm not going to actually disappear from the screen, but it's that bad day. So I've got a pink, which I use in most of my videos. Is that the pink? I don't know. 1 second. No, this is the pink. I use the pink in most of my videos, which is this one. It's kind of a darkish pink. I bought it when I was a bridesmaid in my friend's wedding, in Phoenix's wedding. And then this, which I'm going to name drop another creator. I apologize for this. But Sophia Nygaard mixed all of the lipsticks at Sephora and also at, I think it was CVS together, and came up with something roughly this color. And so I wear that sometimes too, because it's the average of all lipstick colors. So I think that's what I'm going to use today. I don't know. Let's try it. Let's see if I can do this without like embarrassing myself too much. I used to have such a nice Cupid's bow when I was younger. Evelyn's not a big fan of this color on me, but it makes me happy. much like my orange bedroom. You can see how my bedroom back there is orange. That also makes me happy. One more minute. I'm probably hopping all over the place because I duck away and come back, but I'm not going to wrestle with it today. So I've got a little, I don't know if people, do they blot their lipstick these days? I don't know. So I'm going to blot my lipstick. There you go. I used to have such a nice Cupid's bow when I was younger. It's gone now. Joys of being 59. So that's the face. I've got 4 books I want to talk to you about, and then my glasses, my little prop glasses. I don't wear my regular glasses for these. I'm nearsighted, and I spent most of my childhood nearsighted. Until I was 8, I couldn't see distances at all, and didn't realize I couldn't see distances. So I just naturally can tell. I don't know what's going on with this. I think it's eczema. Anyhow, I've also got something going with my thyroid. That's another story for another time, probably. Anyway, so I learned to tell distances by how blurry things were. And so now, even now when I wear my glasses indoors, I feel crowded because everything's clear, which makes it feel like it's really close. And I'm like, ugh. So I don't do that anymore. But anyhow, so the glasses I wear in these videos are actually props. They're, you can tell from my other videos that they're blue light blocking glasses. You can tell because the little circles from my ring light are blue. Anyway, so I guess that's it. This is the face, and we're gonna do 4 books of varying videos of varying lengths. One of them's gonna be probably pretty short because it's a good book, but there's not a lot to say about it. And then I will continue reading, and we'll post these over the next 5 weeks, starting, I don't know, what's today? Today's the 29th, right? Saturday the 29th of November, 2025. There you go, there's a timestamp for you. So whatever this coming Thursday is, the 4th? 3rd? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, the 4th. So this will post on the 4th, and then it'll be the 11th, and then I can do math usually the 18th, and Christmas. Ooh, which I'm gonna have picks. Oh, I know which one I'm gonna do for Christmas. I've decided which one I'm gonna do. That makes sense. And then New Year's. I have to figure out which one I'm gonna do for New Year's. And then I'll make more videos, and I'll read more books and make more videos. And I will see you in the next one. You know the drill. Like and share and subscribe and leave comments. Again, if I'm sure you've got plenty of comments about what I just did to my face. But the good news is it washes off, and we can try again later. So I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.